Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Great to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And still a lot of people are coming, so please feel free to, hello Daisy, please feel free to put your cameras on. You can mute your, maybe I will be muting. You can mute your microphones for the time being, but yes, let's just give everyone a few more moments just to join. I am so happy to see you. Please put your cameras on. I will put actually on the gallery view as well. Hi Daisy, so great to see you. Hi Yogesh. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is that Yogesh?
It's Yogesh from India.
Okay, all right, amazing. Oh, this is fantastic. Great to have you here. Ami, hi, Ami. So great to see you. And Irina, amazing. Great to have you here as well. I am so pleased to see you all. And still a lot of us coming here. So this is amazing. Today we are doing this with natural background, not with the electronic background. Why not? Today we are really going to have natural session as well. Hi, Nikki. Oh, you managed to do it. Great to see you here. I'm so excited because so many of you are showing here, and it's going to be really powerful session. I would love to make this session very interactive as well. There is a chat. Some of you started already using the chat, and I'm just going to put it on. So please say hello on the chat. You can say where you are dialing in from, and yeah, you can just say a little bit about yourself. If you have any questions, or if you want to say anything to anyone, you can always raise your hand or just put it on the chat. From time to time, I will be reading the comments from the chat simply because everyone who's watching the recording, they are not able to see the chat. So yes, brilliant. And we've got more amazing people coming. Hi, Lucila. Hi, Sue. Hi, Dominica. Oh, brilliant. If you can put the cameras on, that would be great. So yes, today, why are we here? We are here to talk a little bit about emotional eating, the main reasons for emotional eating, and I am going to do something super special. And for those of you who have been doing my programs, are my current clients, or might have been my clients previously, this is the very special session. The recording of this session will be only available for limited part of time, because I'm going to give a lot of gold today and a lot of my special tricks, special tools, which I normally give my clients on the programs or on the one-to-one sessions. But also I would love for you to, when you leave that session, to just leave with a lot of practical knowledge, something what you can start doing from tonight, or you can start doing from tomorrow. So then you can just start changing everything. And hello, Annette. In the meantime, you've joined as well. Great to have you here. And yes, I said to everyone, please just use the chat. It's great to have you here. And yes, you can say where you are dialing in from as well. Yogesh, great to have you here. You're dialing in from India. We've got London. Yeah, we've got lots of you dialing from London as well. So and Oxford, of course, and I'm reading the and I'm seeing the comment from Daisy. Oh, okay. Oh, this is amazing. Some of you, or some of the ladies, they have actually met each other in the past, but you haven't seen each other for a long time. So it's great. This is the space to reconnect. Exactly. So I would love to ask you, before we carry on with the session, I would love to ask you, why are you here today? And you can give me any kind of answers, because I'm really open to hear the answers. So if you can just raise your hand or just unmute yourself and just say, why are you here today? And what would you like to take away from the session? And I will change the view very soon from the gallery one, just in case if someone doesn't feel very comfortable to be on the thing. Oh, amazing. Okay, I can see Daisy with the natural hands and Annette with the electronic one. So Daisy, let's go with you first. And you unmuted yourself.
I've just realized I am just these last couple of weeks eating my emotions. So I know I'm doing it, and yet.
Thank you so much for being honest and for admitting it, because sometimes this is really, really hard part to admit. So thank you, and it's so great to have you here. So I am really, really pleased to have you here. And Annette, how about you? Please tell me.
Hi everyone. So I'm here because I know that I overeat. I know I eat when I've had enough to eat. I know that I feel my best when I do my sort of 12 to 16-hour fast, and that's when I'm in my best energy. And then I feel so clear, and that's when I get things done. And then the minute I feel like, well, actually, I've been 16 hours now, I really should eat something. So I eat, and then I just find it really hard to stop. So I think my hormones are a little messed up in that I don't, I just want to keep on eating. And then I get that kind of crash later. So I know there's something going on, and I'm here because, Anna, I know I'm missing something, and I love your takeaways, and just something to sort of, for me to hopefully start practicing something to see if I can make some little shifts that might make all the difference. But generally
Fantastic.
speaking, I have to say, I do eat really healthy. I eat really, really well. It's just it's the overeating, even if it's healthy food, that I know yeah, that's my thing.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being open again and being honest about it, because the reality is, especially if we are healthy eaters, then it really takes a lot of courage, because there is a little bit of that pride which is stopping us from admitting, okay, I think I actually need some help, or I need some guidance, or I just need a little bit of encouragement, or a little bit of light being put on different spaces, because I just can't see it. So thank you for saying that. And actually, in the beginning, just to say something regarding your comment, is really important what kind of intention we've got behind what we are doing, especially with intermittent fasting. Because intermittent fasting is something what we do because we want to feel better, but our ego, our mind is really, really sneaky, and sometimes it can get to the point that we just want to see how long we can stay in that state of starving ourselves with the badge or with the cover of, oh yes, I'm doing this for the health reasons. But then when we start eating, and when we can't stop eating, then there might be something behind, or something behind driving that eating all the time. Because normally, if we are doing intermittent fasting for the health reason, because we want to give our body a rest, we want to give our digestive system a rest, we want to feel more clarity, we want to feel better, lighter, etc., then we can eat a meal, and then we can eat another meal, and then had the third meal if we schedule 3 meals. But if we can't stop eating, then the question is, all right, so what am I doing with those 12 to 16 hours, that then with the remaining 12 to 8 hours, I just can't stop myself. So it's a great start. It's a really great start. And I know that knowing you, you will actually go there, and you will see what's possible. So yes, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else want to share why you are here? Yes, Yogesh, please. Yogesh, please
Oh,
go.
well, I think, Anna, before your session, I was feeling I was a hog. But after your session, I will become more like a cheetah. I think I got conveyed the message.
There you go. You never know what's gonna happen, actually. So we'll see, because you might discover lots of new things regarding eating, and kudos to you for being here, because we know that when we talk about a subject of emotional eating, it's normally a topic which is very common among ladies. But the reality is, and this is what the latest research showed, that when it comes to overeating and binge eating, only 60% of binge eaters and overeaters are women. 40% are men. But because there is a lot of stigma around it, there is a lot of, when we overeat, it means that we might be a little bit weak, then guys actually don't admit it. And the moment we start having that conversation, The fact that we might overeat, or we might stress eat, or binge eat, or emotionally eat, it's not a sign of weakness, because the reality is that eating is not a problem. Eating is a solution to the problem which is underneath. And if we can just find that problem underneath, it might be psychological, it might be something with physical, with our body, it might be a mixture, it might be emotional. There are lots of different reasons. But having a holistic approach just gives us a lot of different answers. So this is really awesome. So Yogesh, thank you for being here, because yeah, it's a really, really strong example of, yeah, it's just something what we can focus on a little bit more. All right, fantastic. So thank you very much to everyone who shared. And what we will be doing today, I would love to tell you just a little bit about myself, because with some of you, you've known me for some time. Some of you see me or hear me for the first time. So I just wanted to literally tell you just a little bit about myself. And then I wanted to tell you a little bit more about what I do in terms of helping with emotional eating or with overeating, and why I've started doing that journey. And for some reasons, I'm going to share the screen, but I'm sharing the wrong one. Okay, let me just do this again. And I will just ask you if you can see my screen in a moment. Right, we've got this now. I believe that you can see my screen. Can you just show me the or smile? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that you can see. So for those of you who don't know me or haven't spoken to me before, my name is MASTERCLASS, and I am currently I'm a psychonutritionist, which means that I am a bridge between psychology and nutrition, and I work with clients who have been struggling with emotional eating, binge eating, or food addiction as well. And I've got really, really holistic approach. So it's not only psychological perspective, not only nutrition, but also work on the mindset, work on our subconscious beliefs. And I really do believe that when we mix all together and we put it in a very safe environment as well, when we can share about it in a group environment, then we can really make incredible changes. So when it comes to my learned experience, it's the psychonutrition, and I've been working with clients for over 2 years. When it comes to my lived experience, it's 25 years of binge eating disorder, secret eating, and non-purging bulimia. My battle with food started when I was around 9 years old, and it carried on for the next 25 years. I've done a lot of different diets. I'm sure that a lot of this will or is resonating with you when you're just trying to find the solution to something what you have no idea what is causing it. But it seems that, okay, if I can eat less and if I can exercise more, then I can lose weight and then I can be happy. And then you get to that point and you realize, I'm not particularly happy with myself, so let's just go again. And then the yo-yo effect, in my particular case, it was as you can see on the pictures, it was the journey between 115 kilograms, which is around 18 stones, and then 77, which kind of, it hasn't been my lowest, but it's the current one, and it has been like that for some time, which is around just above 12 stones. But when it comes to my journey, I could lose, however, I don't like this word, and I will be explaining why, but I could drop 10 or 15 kilograms, so around 2 stones within a month, because I was putting so much effort and I was literally starving myself, calling that fasting. And then I would gain that 20 kilograms within the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I would be literally just stuffing my face with everything, because my body would be in so much survival mode that it would be like, please feed me, feed me, feed me. And I had no idea what was happening. I had no idea what was behind it. And that's the reason why At some point, I've decided that, okay, that's just me. That's just gonna be my life forever. And I seriously kind of gave up. I was 34 at that point, and I've just accepted that, all right, maybe happy life is not for me. Maybe I'm the one who's going to be single forever, because I was much more in love with Ben and Jerry than I was in love with any kind of potential partner or my family, etc., etc. And I spent so many evenings just eating myself to bed. But then I met my psychonutrition, and she completely changed my life. For those of you who might be thinking, psychonutrition, what is that? Where is this term coming from? I'm originally from Poland, and psychonutrition is a big topic in Poland, and it's a big part of the conversation and of the industry, dieting industry as well. Because it's been like that for over 10 years now. It basically came from the understanding that, all right, dieting is one thing and dietitian and nutrition is one thing, but if we don't connect it with psychology of the process of change, we won't be able to get any sustainable results. So that's the reason, basically, and it's incredible because within the first 3 weeks of working with my psychonutritionist, I realized, okay, I knew nothing about what I need to do to actually get some results. And I remember when I started working with her, I started questioning myself because I've realized that for most of my life, I thought that I like things and I thought that I enjoyed particular types of food. But I thought, I never asked myself how I actually felt. I never asked myself what I would like to eat, what I would like to focus on, what I actually enjoyed. Because there were so many restrictions. There were so many restrictions and there were so many limitations in my life. That was the only thing which was making sense. So does this kind of journey resonate with any of you? The ones of you who've got the camera, can you just put your hands up, or can you just type yes or no in the comments? And I can see Dominika said, "I love food and sometimes I eat too much." I think we all love food, but the reality is that we can always find the reasons behind that, if we really eat because we love it or because it replaces something to me. So he's saying yes, Nikki is saying yes, Annette is saying I think I like something but then don't feel good after example gluten. Yeah, so that's the thing. Also, when it comes to different intolerances and how our body reacts to different things, and Jill is saying yes as well. When we have different intolerances, I've been working with a number of clients, and I know that some of you who are sharing, like Irina, a similar industry or work in similar industry. We really need to work on us accepting what's happening, and then we might mix it with nutrition, because sometimes just starting with nutrition might not be possible, especially for someone who might be having binge eating episodes and emotional eating episodes for really long time. And I've been working with a number of clients as well who has been came to me, started doing that work on accepting everything, finding the reasons behind eating, and then they could go back on onto a journey with nutritionists to focus much more on what they should be eating, and should in bracket in air quotes, because the reality is that if we don't accept that sometimes we might not be able to eat particular foods, we will stop judging ourselves for having them, because sometimes we want to punish ourselves for the fact that, oh, we've been having really terrible day, or I haven't been a particularly good person today, so let me punish myself with eating something what will make my body feel really bad. And that's one of the reasons why we actually end up eating junk food, or we end up eating even the food which is healthy, but in much bigger quantities than we would normally have, because our mind wants to punish our body for our mind choices, if it makes sense, because our mind always makes choices. We make the decisions. So yes, and I can see Yogesh, it's resonating with you. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. So When it comes to, I said that I would be sharing some practical tips, but also the reasons behind why we eat. So when it comes to the three main reasons why we binge eat, there are a lot of different reasons, but we need to just remember that for those with those three, not eating enough nutrition. This is something what diet industry really heavily put in our head as the program, that in order to lose weight or in order to drop weight, we need to eat less and exercise more. And I do agree with that because, okay, we need to, if we are eating excessive amounts of food, then we need to eat a little bit less. But the reality is that for most of the cases, we are eating much less than what our body actually needs just to keep the functions of all the organs and of our body. And then if we are not giving enough nutrition, if we are not giving enough food to our body, then our mind is constantly focusing on, I need more food, I need more food, I need more food. Because if we are eating, and I don't focus on counting calories, because I do believe that for a lot of us, when we count calories, we actually put ourselves in that vicious circle of having control. I need to control how many calories I'm eating, and then when we go just a little bit above that, then it's okay, that's it. It doesn't matter anymore because I've eaten 100 or 200 calories more, so I can carry on and I can eat another 2,000 or 3,000. And for those of you who have been having binge eating episodes, you know that sometimes at one sitting you might have the equivalent of 2 or 3 days of calories you would be normally eating. And there is nothing to be ashamed of, because the fact is that your body is just coping with something. And for lots of times, you don't know, your nervous system don't know how to deal with that. So it just forces you to eat, because otherwise those emotions which are coming and those stresses which you are dealing with are just too scary for the body to be able to process them. And that's the reason why we actually keep eating. So not enough nutrition. However, I am a big believer that in order to keep something sustainable for our whole life, we need to have a balance between healthy whole foods and foods which might be not that healthy, but is the food which gives us some kind of pleasure, or this is something what we just enjoy. So I am a big believer in 80-20 balance. So 80% of healthy and whole foods, and then 20% for the rest. Restrictive diets and constant limitations. It's what I mentioned as well. Our body is just, if we don't eat enough, then our body just focuses on, okay, where is the next source of energy? Because that's basically what we want to do. That's why if we keep just doing, if we keep just eating not enough, then every time when we see something what we might fancy, our mind just goes straight there. And this is the main distraction. And we can't stop ourselves from doing this because it's got nothing to do with willpower. Trust me, this is just like the instinct, the biological instinct, and we can keep beating ourselves up for it. But the reality is that our body is just stronger sometimes. And then judgment and fear of not getting results. And something what is really important, and this is something what I always say to my clients in the beginning, there is a difference between results and goals. We all think that losing 20 kilograms or 10 kilograms or 2 stones or 1 stone or 5 kilograms is our goal. But the reality is that this is the result of the changes which we are making. And from my perspective, if I work with anyone who's been struggling with emotional eating or binge eating for a long time, we are focusing on making changes. So those binge eating episodes or that constant snacking is going to appear less and less, instead of focusing on something what will reduce your body mass. If there is a quite big obesity case, then yes, we will focus on that as well. The dropping weight is the result of that. And we really need to be careful of our language as well, because the three main one of the other reasons is the way we talk to each other. We constantly just keep beating ourselves up and criticizing, and we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be doing this. Whatever we do is stupid or wrong or bad or ridiculous or weird, and our subconscious mind listens to everything, and our body listens to everything. And every time when we say, "Oh, I ate that, but it was such a stupid choice," then it's almost like we're saying to ourselves that, "Oh, okay, whatever we are doing is just stupid." So I'm just skipping through all of this because I know that this masterclass has very limited time. Speaking of limitations, and I also have a special guest for you just at the end of the session as well. So she can share a little bit of her experience. But the thing is that if you have any questions for you, but please just ask them, and you can put them on the chat as well. So when it comes to that stress thing, I would love for you to remember this picture, because I keep saying that our relationship with our body and our food is the mirror reflection of our relationship with ourselves. But when you look at this mirror reflection, it's literally on the one hand side, for those of you who are listening, who can't see the picture, is the stressed, and on the mirror reflection is desserts. And it is true that emotional eating comes from the fact that there are lots of different emotions. Sometimes we will call it stress because we don't actually know what emotions are there. But the reality is that there might be some fear, there might be a lot of anger, like there is a massive connection between emotional eating or overeating and the fact that there is a lot of stress, a lot of anger, sorry, which wants to get out. So if you notice sometimes that when you are frustrated, or you might be frustrated with yourself, or you might be thinking about something what was happening in the past, and you are really frustrated at the choices you've been making so far, then there are lots of stress, lots of anger appears. I keep saying stress. A lot of anger appears, and then we want to eat because we don't want to experience that anger. Also, when it comes to somatics, because I also work a little bit with that as well, different emotions are stored in different parts of our body. And anger can be stored in our liver. So this is the area of our stomach. So sometimes we might feel that we are hungry, or we've got some funny sensation in our stomach, and we start eating, but the reality is that it's the anger which wants to be processed. So when it comes to different emotions, loneliness is a big one, especially if we eat in the evening. We quite often eat because we don't want to experience the feeling of loneliness or boredom. That's also the reason why we keep scrolling our phones. And then if you really want to see what kind of emotion you are trying to avoid with scrolling your phone or with food, just stop doing this for some time. And when I say sometimes it might be 5 minutes, sometimes it might be 3 minutes. And the moment your hand goes to your phone, or the moment your hand goes to the food, just ask yourself, okay, how do I feel now? And in the beginning, it might make no sense to you, because you won't be able to say how you are actually feeling. But trust me, that with time, it really comes. So from my perspective, 4 ways or easy ways to start the process of change when it comes to emotional eating is stop saying no and don't. Because our subconscious mind, stop saying no to chocolate or stop saying no to crisps. It might not work, so that's just another one. But when it comes to our subconscious mind, we really need to remember that our mind doesn't understand the concepts of no or the concepts of don't. And I love to give that example, and I'm sure that those of you who have been on some of the previous webinars or masterclasses have heard that example, which is don't think about pink elephant. And what is the only thing you are thinking about now? Is the pink elephant. And exactly the same thing is with chocolate or with crisps or whatever you don't want to eat. The moment you start saying, I don't want to eat chocolate, I don't want to eat that bar, I don't want to eat those crisps, your mind needs to put the image of that thing in front of your mind to be able to say, okay, I don't want to do it. But then it's almost too late. And then if you are bombarding yourself with the picture of the thing you don't want to do for the whole day, it's not any kind of magic, or it's not the trick that at the end of the day you just want to eat it because that's the thing you've been focusing on for the whole day on the back of your head. So this is really a really good one. Sometimes it might be tricky, but if you want to start changing it, just start thinking about what you can add. So for example, instead of saying, I don't want to eat chocolate, you can say, I want to focus on eating more vegetables with my meals, or I want to add more fruit to my daily eating. Or if you are, for example, snacking when you are driving, you might be snacking and you want to stop this. You might put the bottle of water or bottle of any drink which you would prefer at that time, but please be mindful. And you can say, okay, I want to drink more water when I drive. Or you can put some other food which will be a healthy alternative. Plan minimum, plan optimum, plan maximum. This is something what is my clients' favorite part when it comes to working. And I can see the ones of you who've been working with me nodding. Plan minimum, plan optimum, and plan maximum is something what really helps you to deal with perfectionism. And each one of us is a perfectionist, and each one of us has a perfectionist in us. And we mainly focus on plan minimum and plan optimum. And plan minimum is what is the minimum thing you can do on a daily basis to basically keep your inner critic quiet. So if you, let's say you don't eat breakfasts, I'm not saying that you have to eat breakfast, but you don't eat breakfast and then you don't eat during the day, and then you find yourself eating a lot in the evening. And your big trigger is chocolate. You always start with chocolate. Then you can say to yourself that, okay, if I do it 7 days per week, how about I will start replacing this on 1 day out of those 7 days, because then you can just start making some changes. So your plan minimum would be, let's say that it's impossible to start eating breakfast and lunch. You just snack during the day and you eat a lot in the evening. Then how about we just focus on 1 day when you start eating mindfully, or 1 day when you, instead of having that chocolate, you just have something different. You might have some fruit, or you might have just a nutritious meal first. And this is what the smallest step which you can make to start seeing the difference. And plan optimum would be something what you move to later on. So it might be, okay, out of 7 days, how I do 3 days when I eat healthier than or more healthy for most of the day than unhealthy. And it might sound really simple, but this is something what works wonders. And exactly the same if we want to start doing a little bit more exercise and we are doing nothing at this moment. Plan minimum would be going for a walk 2 times per week. If we are doing nothing at this moment, if we start going for a walk twice a week, it is a progress. And then plan optimum would be 4 times per week. If we go 4 times, then this is the plan optimum. And trust me that when we are working on our relationship with our perfectionist, when we tick the plan minimum, then we are done. Because from the perfectionist's perspective, once the plan is achieved, then we are happy. And this is something what is really, really, really magical, or magic. Be kind to yourself. That's regarding what I said before, that we keep saying we shouldn't do this, this is stupid, this is this and this and that. And the reality is that our subconscious mind doesn't have ability to say no. Our subconscious mind can't reject things. It hears everything. That's the reason why we've been listening to a lot of different adverts and a lot of different sayings in our childhood, and all of a sudden we just keep believing those things. We might have heard that we can't be in Poland. We had that very popular saying that you can't praise the day before the sunset, and that is basically teaching you to believe that you can't get too happy because something can go wrong. And then our subconscious mind is just taking all of this in. And then no wonder that we find ourselves in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s talking to ourselves really, really badly. And it's being kind to ourselves goes really, really long way. It's not easy, but when we start doing this, it's really great. And start setting your boundaries. This is something what is really powerful when it comes to this work, simply because the great definition of boundaries, where I stop and you start. If we don't know how to put our boundaries, I guarantee you that our body will be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because that will be the representation of the boundary. Because if we can't do it for ourselves, our body is always working for us. And something what I would love for you to remember is the fact that the body you have today is the body you need today. You might not know the reasons why you have the body you've got. You might criticize your body that it's too big, or maybe not fit enough, or you would love it to be different shape, different form, different whatever. But the body you have today is the body you really, really need today. And then the body which you will be having tomorrow, next week, next month will be a result of the changes which you might implement on a daily basis. So this is something what is really, really important. So what I wanted to say, I just wanted to show you some of the results. And I don't focus on physical results. However, this is almost like a side effect of the work we are doing here. So on the left-hand side is a client I've been working with for 5 months. She did my program, Feed Your Body, Not Your Mind, which I tell you a little bit about in a moment. And she came to me and she said, and I just want to work on my habits, because I was really unhealthy and my sleep is terrible and I just don't have energy. I feel really sluggish all the time. And I just want to gain more awareness. And she did. And the most incredible thing is that she didn't realize that she dropped 2 sizes, and because she was doing it really consistently, and it was just like half a pound a week. Sometimes it was a pound a week. And all of this is, I think it was around 18 pounds, around 10 kilograms. And she was shocked when she took the picture on the right hand side, and she did she put those pictures together, and she was like, OMG, I never realized that this is what happened within 5 months. So I guarantee you that this is a side effect. And on the right hand side, I had permission from that client to show that picture, and yes, within 3 months of doing the program, she actually dropped 2 stones, and she was just shocked, because the reality is that she was just becoming much more aware. She was making different choices, and the weight just started dropping off. She didn't even come to drop it. She just wanted to get stop her binging episodes, because she was binging a lot. And actually with her, I did a masterclass. She was a guest when she was sharing her results. So if you are interested in doing this, I will put the link to my website as well, and you can go to the YouTube channel, and then you can watch some of the testimonials. So just to say, before I ask our an incredible guest who is on this call, and we have been actually working together, and she very kindly agreed to share her experience with that. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about that program, which you can see the logos on, and you can see the logo behind me as well, Feed Your Body, Not Your Mind. This is something what was inspired by my own journey, and the program which really transformed my life. And also, before I actually carry on, I just wanted to see I wanted to see the chat. And Yogesh is saying, also, Anna, in India, we have been taught also that when you are having lunch or dinner or breakfast, focus only on food, no mobiles or no talks, non-conductive to the objective, like not discussion, profession, or business. That's the thing, that this is the mindfulness as well, because there are so many distractions, and we are eating mindlessly. Because if we are keep focusing on this, and I've got nothing against phones, but our mind doesn't even register. Sometimes when we eat things on our way home or our way somewhere, we actually forget about the fact that we've eaten. So yeah, so it's really, really powerful. Thank you for sharing. And Annette said, "Thank you, Anna. I have to go out." Okay, and she will catch up with everything on the recording. So just to say about the program, so Feed Your Body, Not Your Mind is a 12-week online program. We see each other once a week on Zoom session. Those sessions are recorded. You've got access to those sessions. You've got access to the Facebook private group, the WhatsApp group as well for daily contacts, and everyone who has been doing this, it's really, really powerful. When it comes to the payments, you've got two options. It's £350 per month, or if you pay upfront, it's £1,000. And I've got 3 dates available for the upcoming programs and different times as well. So the next program starts Tuesday next week, and this is the very first one with lunchtime session. So we will be seeing each other at 1 p.m. on Tuesdays. Then the next one, the May one, starts on the 22nd of May with the sessions happening on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. And then the June one is starting on the 18th of June and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Those will be the sessions. If you feel like, okay, I want to start this journey and I can't do it from next week, but the May one is something what is working for me. You can register now, and we will be, I will be actually doing some really cool work with you before we start the May sessions. This is something what I'm doing as an extra option. And I've got something special for you if you register for the program today. I've got something awesome, but I will share that with you once we've spoken to our guests, and then I will also show you what you can how you can get there. So let me just see. I can see the camera coming on. So yeah, Sureka, are you ready? Yes, I think you are ready. Amazing. Let me just put you, and it's great timing because Dalma has just joined. So it's, yeah, you were in the same program. So it's the good vibe. There is a lot of awesome vibe. But yes, hi Sureka. Thank you very much for coming on to the session today. I would love for you to share, where were you before the program? And what were your biggest two things, your biggest two takeouts or results from the program? I know that we are still on the Q&A sessions continuation program, but you have finished the main one already.
Yes. So, should I start with where I was at the beginning of my journey?
Please.
I was very scared before I even met you. I was very scared about what was happening to my body, because just to give you some context, I was always slim. So my story might be a little bit different. I was always slim, and suddenly in the last year or so, it started happening. At the beginning of last year, I saw myself putting on weight. And as you can imagine, it was out of my control, and I felt very unsafe in my body. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't know what to do. I was still pretty much eating the same kind of foods, living the same kind of lifestyle, but something had obviously happened to me and in my body for my body to respond that way and start putting on weight. And fortunately, we were in the same group, Thinking into Results group, which is a lovely mindset group where we met. And I just became very interested in what you were doing. So when we had the chat, I just immediately just thought, this program is for me. And it's only obviously when I started the program that the little golden nuggets started coming in. You remember I used to write to you and say, oh my God, I had this realization. And for me, that was the biggest thing. So besides the food part, for me, the biggest thing I took away was the emotions behind my weight gain. I built such a good understanding and awareness of why I had gained the weight. That helped me so much. Being a healer myself, I wasn't even aware, and I wasn't even aware that this could happen to me. And I think before I came on the program, I may have been myself a little bit judgmental towards people who maybe put on weight. Like the natural thing to say is, well, why don't you eat healthier? Why don't you move more? And that's probably a big thing that I took away, that sometimes it's not that, you know, even I was eating healthy foods before I did the program. I'm pretty much healthy. Yes, I was having a little bit more chocolate maybe here or there, a little bit more junk, just for comfort. But I was trying to move, but the trauma I had been through last year just caused trapped emotions in my body. And I realized at the very end of the program that I had put on layers because I was trying to protect myself. That was a really big thing. Protect myself, keep myself safe. And also subconsciously, I was trying to make myself unattractive to the masculine energy because of what I had been through. So that was massive for me. Do you remember?
I remember the text message you sent to me and the voice
Yes,
note you sent, because it was massive, and yes,
it really
congratulations on that,
was.
because
And the other thing that I realized is that I then, you told me to take away the guilt of eating food when you know, maybe if I wanted to eat free. I became free with my food. I took away the guilt and the shame, and I was able to start eating food and feeling safe with eating. So that was the other thing. And funnily enough, my actual physically, the weight on the scales didn't reduce so much. However, I was able to fit into my skinny jeans again, which to me was a miracle.
yeah, incredible. And thank you for sharing that, because that also shows the power. You said a little bit more about what we actually do throughout the program. We focus a lot on what is actually in our subconscious mind, only through the conversation. We don't do hypnosis or anything else, just through the conversations and through providing very safe environments when we can be absolutely honest about our eating habits, about how we
Yeah.
feel, why we do those things. That's that safe environment provides incredible space for healing as
Yes.
well. And in
So
your
such a
case,
beautiful space. You know, I loved being a part of that group.
yes,
The
thank
group,
you,
yes,
so
our
much.
group. So yes,
Yeah,
thank you, Anna. I obviously recommend the program to anyone who's willing to go on this journey. It's helped me so much. So I'm so grateful. Thank you, Anna.
thank you, and thank you for trusting, because I remember our first conversation, and you literally, without knowing too much, you've just decided to jump on,
I did
and
straight
every
away.
week it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was something different. So congratulations, and you are a walking example of the fact that our body, the way our body is today, or the way our body was 3 months ago, was exactly the way body needed to be, because it was
Yes.
giving you that additional layer of protection. And
Yeah.
our body can only give us protection through additional fat tissue, and we might not be very happy with that. We might keep fighting with it, but the thing is that when we keep fighting, it's not gonna go off. The moment we
The
start
last thing I
accepting,
would like to say is that I've
please.
had, even being with my body being like this, I've actually had more compliments than ever.
Mm,
Isn't that funny?
yeah. 100%. It's actually incredible, and it's so true, because your energy also changed, because you gain so much acceptance on another
Yes,
level as well, and
yes,
because there is no guilt and no shame, all of a sudden that energy which is now beaming from you is a
Yeah,
true energy. You're just
I
aligning
love,
with
yeah,
yourself
love my
and
body.
yes.
So,
And this is
thank
so
you.
incredible that you are saying this, because that was a big thing when you joined. So thank you, Sureka, so much for
Thank you
sharing, and
so
it's been
much.
such a pleasure to work with you. So, has anyone got any questions to Sureka just before she goes? Just in case, you can put any questions on the chat, or if you can wave at me if you want to have something, or I think Sureka, it's okay. If there are any questions
Yeah.
going forwards, I can always just send you a question and then we can just go from there. So thank you one more time and congratulations, because you've done incredible work, and yeah, you trusted yourself, and here are your results.
Yes, thank
Amazing.
you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
take
much.
care. Thank you.
Okay, so we are coming to the end of the session. So if any of you have any questions to me regarding anything what we've been saying, or maybe something you've been dealing with, please just type it in the chat. All of a sudden, I just forgot. Or you can just raise your hand and you can just ask it. And yeah, Daisy, if your connections went a little bit funny, if you didn't hear anything, I will be sending the recording to you, ladies and gents, so you can just catch up on what was happening. And when it comes to the special offer, which I prepared for you today. This is something what is available to you, to anyone who's watching the recording as well. But also, if you know that there is someone who might need that work, then please get in touch with me, because I will definitely do something about this offer. And what it is basically there is a QR code to the website, so you can read a little bit more about the program, or you can sign up for the program as well. And the offer is that if you register by the end of midnight today, you will get a free month of Q&A sessions, which are happening at the end of the program. And I know that some of the ladies are coming from the months and months of working with me. I know that some of the special gifts in the past were incredible. Sometimes we didn't have any special gifts, but this is what I would love to do for you. So effectively, it doesn't matter if you decide to pay upfront or if you decide to pay monthly. If you register today, or if you are watching this on the recording, the video will be available for a limited time. So if you click on that link, or if you scan that QR code, and I will also put it in an email, then if you register, this offer is available for you. So you effectively pay for 12 weeks or 3 months, but you get 4 months in return. And what I mean by Q&A sessions, at the end of the program, there is a continuation program where everyone who has finished Feed Your Body, Not Your Mind can join. And we are having a lot of different conversations. It's not only questions and answers, but every month there is a different theme. I bring special guests from different parts of this conversation. So we had a guest who was an incredible personal trainer and movement specialist last month. This month we had a psychologist talking about high functioning individuals and perfectionism and stress. Next month we are focusing on gut and nutrition. Month after that, we are focusing on yoga and breathing as well, breathing techniques. Then we will be diving into emotions. Every single month, I've got something awesome for you. And the great thing is that if you join the program and you get that free month of Q&A sessions, you also get the recordings of all sessions with special guests, so you can watch them. So I will just leave it on the screen for a moment, and there is a message Nikki just said. Just want to let you know, Anna, that I did plan minimum, optimum, maximum last night on an evening out with my girlfriends, and it worked, and it's amazing, Nikki. And you are incredible, Nikki. And you know what? When I do the next masterclass, if you're okay to share your journey, I will definitely ask, because we've been only working together for a few weeks, but it's been mind-blowing what you have been able to achieve when it comes to your journey. And yeah, it's something what I'm sure that a lot of people will be resonating with. Unless you want to share a little bit, I can give you a few moments if you feel confident enough to. I mean, confident. Of course, you are confident, but if you want to share it, that video will be available to a little bit a bigger public. So you can make a decision. You can say yes or you can say no. Yes, now. Yeah, why not? All right. If you unmute yourself, then let's just do it. Oh, this is amazing because this is something that we didn't plan. So
No,
let me
well,
put you here.
just a quick hello then to everyone. Yeah, as Anna said, I've been working with her for a few weeks and I am so into the program. I am still pretty terrified, desperate for it to work. And it's really nice to hear you saying that to me, because you're absolutely right. I'm moving and loving it. I really look forward to our sessions, which is basically why I'm not why I always came in tonight, because I missed last night because I went out with the girls. And last time it's a special group of us, and I don't know everyone on here, let alone it going public, so I need to be slightly careful how I put it. But last time we well, generally when we meet up, we have a lovely evening and a lovely meal, and we all drink probably far too much. And I knew, even though it was going to be a Monday night, I thought in the car on the way there to meet up with them all, I thought, oh, what would Anna do? What do we say? Where are we? What should I do? And I just planned it. I just thought about it in my head, and I put out how many. I found a number that I would be happy with, glasses of wine on my minimum. And I was like, wow, blimey, there's no way I'll do that, but you never know. Then I did optimum, and then I had a maximum, which was less than I probably had last time with them, because I would end up drinking in the early hours totally unnecessarily. And so I knew I had a maximum there, and I was just going to see. I didn't tell anyone, and I just sort of sat quietly. And I didn't even think about it, because it had somewhere to go. It had somewhere to roll. So I just relaxed and enjoyed the first drink, and actually went very steadily, very slowly, enjoyed my food, just chatting with my friends. And then we got to, we all went on again, and I had a little sort of check in my head. Gosh, I think I've had that. And I think she poured that again in mine. So I was kind of on optimum, and that's where I left the evening. We finished on optimum. I didn't need to hit maximum, and even that was less than what it would have been. And what you say about it feeling good, yes, it feels like I didn't fail. Although I went out with my friends and I had a lovely evening, I know I did better than I often do.
Oh.
So
This is music to my ears. Congratulations.
But yeah, and I was slightly, as you know, I think when you gave us minimum, optimum, maximum, I couldn't understand why it would work, but putting it through and actually doing it, and I've done it on all sorts of things now. I mean, I'm doing it, my stretching each morning, and that was just 2 days a week for 5 minutes. It's nothing big, but yeah, that's a tool to have, and that's just one thing. So.
Oh, amazing. And thank you for sharing that. And as you said, it's not a big thing, but it is massive. Because especially if something has been happening for years and years, making those kind of changes, it's much more satisfying than dropping weight. Because now you know that dropping weight is something what will come as a result. It's a side effect that you are making massive changes. And can you just share if there was any resistance in the beginning when before the program, or was it easy to join?
No. I mean, it's because so many of us have been through such journeys, in whatever shape or form. But so it wasn't easy at all. But the way, and here we are 5 weeks into it, it's so much more than nutrition. And yet the whole thing is revolving around. And I think I've only just got to grips with your feed your body, not your mind, about a week or 10 days ago, was suddenly when it really clicked. And yeah, read that and it's obvious, and but it really started to get in there that that's what we're working on. And actually, I mean, one of the biggest joys is that so far I'm really not focusing on food, and yes, I'm eating really well and I'm having a happy time. No weight loss yet, and that is my mission, but all sorts of other things are changing for me instead, and I'm loving it.
Fantastic, and congratulations, and also thank you for saying all of this, because you are a great example that it's not only about eating, it can be emotional, having some drinks as well. And the thing is that we don't have to judge ourselves. We just have the tools. We apply them when it comes to eating things, when it comes to drinking things, when it comes to exercise. And we do them steadily every day or every week. And then we see what happens going forward. So I hope that you are really, really proud of yourself, because this is incredible. And yeah, I didn't hear from you this week, so it's great to hear from you here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not. Didn't even know, but I am loving it, Anna.
Amazing.
And
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nikki, and it's been such a pleasure. So yeah, for everyone else, that's just it doesn't mean that with Sureka we planned what we'll be saying. If anyone comes onto those sessions as guests, I always just ask, share your honest opinion, because that's, from my perspective, this is what is the most important. So I would love to thank all of you who've been here. It's so amazing, so great to see your faces or see your name if you didn't put the camera on. I will be in touch with all of you just in case if you have any questions or you want to talk about anything. You've got the link to the website. You can go to YouTube. You can see some more testimonials, etc. But yeah, we are definitely staying in touch, and I do hope that with some of you I will meet on the new programs, and with those of you who I see on a regular basis, I will see you tomorrow. I will see you next week. Take care now, everyone, and thanks one more time for coming. Bye.